Morning everybody, it's Friday. How are we doing? Where are we watching it from? Sam here, United People's TV, live on YouTube and on Facebook with today's MUFC Daily. What we're going to do today is talk all about transfers because it's the international break and we haven't really got much else to talk about. Man United players are in action during the international break, but that is boring. Everyone hates international football. Everybody loves transfers. So what we're going to do today, as I said, going to discuss who you think should be Manchester United's next big signing. Because we've made some cracking signings in the summer. Lukaku's had a fantastic impact at the club so far. Maybe on a slight goal drought, but he's still a fantastic impact signing. And Matic, arguably, Manchester United signing of the summer. He's been fantastic as well. But there's clearly still some weaknesses in this squad. So what I want to know from you in the comments is who do you think should be Manchester United's next big signing in the summer? Obviously, Antoine Griezmann had Atletico Madrid not got a transfer ban. We may have already signed him. But apart from that, I want to know who you think should be the next big signing. But let's go straight to the comments, see where you guys and girls are watching from. We've got Nithin from India, good morning to you. John Victor watching from Italy. Zongazili watching from Pretoria. Brian from Cameroon, good morning. Nicholas watching from Barcelona and Norman watching from Zimbabwe. Mike from Nigeria. Andre from Indonesia. Someone else watching from Pretoria in South Africa. Noisemakers watching from Nepal. Got Mama TV watching in Germany. Gareth watching from Dublin. Morning, Gareth. I think you're new to the show. Let's go to Facebook as well. We've got Cameron watching from Trinidad. We've got Shabathai watching from Zambia. Isaac watching from Kenya. Lots of red. Craig Stewart watching from Ireland. Lots of reds all around the world. But let's get straight into it. Let's read a few of your comments out about who you think should be Manchester United's next big signing. Antoine Griezmann says Fortune Ochibiri. Nithin George saying we need Perisic as soon as possible. Kevin Grant saying Dybala. We've got Paul Harris watching from the Channel Islands. Shout out to you in the Channel Islands. Nicholas Mayer saying, I think Herrera, Mata, Fellaini and Shaw will leave. But then in the summer, there's world-class players out of contract. Herrera's out of contract, Mata's out of contract. Fellaini, don't think he's going anywhere because Mourinho loves Fellaini. And let's be honest, his form's been fantastic this year. And Shaw, as much as it saddens me, it really looks like his United career is dwindling out. And he's not going to be getting a chance underneath Jose Mourinho. Whether you agree with that or not, it's by the by, because if Mourinho doesn't want him, Mourinho will not have him at the club. That means we definitely need a new left-back signing. It's definitely been, for me, the biggest weakness we've had in the squad this year. Ashley Young has played well there at points, but it's still the biggest weakness we've got in that squad. And until we get a proper left-back who can overlap, a modern-day left-back who's got the energy to run forward and cover and run back, then Anthony Martial, we can't get the best out of him. Because to get the best out of Martial, you need that overlapping left fullback, because that will give Martial the space to run at one defender rather than giving the ability for a defence to double up on Martial. And we've seen that at points this year, and that's why we're seeing such good form out of Anthony Martial. I've got Paul Edersey saying we could get Draxler. Draxler, obviously, he's joined PSG from Schalke, I think it was. Gone on to do very good things at PSG, but he's just one of those players in a pond of awesome players. At PSG, they have so many good players that great players are going to come and go every single year for them. Will he be the next one? But Dybala is another name that's been thrown out here as well. He is in that really top bracket of players in the world. Dybala plays for Juventus, an outstanding striker, more of a number 10 striker. He can play across all the front three positions, a real proper goal scorer. Man United aren't particularly lacking in goals this year, but we are lacking goals in big games. Got Rockstar Catwall saying we need a left back, a right back, a winger, and Mesut Ozil. That's 4 big signings there. You're saying we've got Nithin George saying Alex Sandro from Juve. He's a world-class left back. He is a world-class left back, but I would be very surprised if Juventus let him go. We've got Abikar on Facebook saying Marco Verratti and Willian. Willian we were linked with, obviously, because of Jose Mourinho. He was Chelsea boss when Willian was in charge, and Willian is a wide player, and we don't have many wide players at the club. Let me know in the comments now, do you think we do need a new winger? Type yes or no. We tried with Ivan Perisic in the summer. That didn't work out because we didn't pay them enough money. But with Verratti, I identified that as the biggest weakness in terms of squad strength and depth this summer, was central midfield. Which is why I was surprised that we didn't really properly go after Renato Sanchez and we let him join Swansea. And lo and behold, Paul Pogba's injury, Marouane Fellaini's injury has left us pretty weak in central midfield. You know, Matic is playing well, but Ander Herrera's out of form. We haven't got enough strength in depth there to properly compete in the midfield, especially when you need three midfielders to compete against Liverpool, to compete against City, to compete against Arsenal and Spurs. If you play with the midfield too, you're going to get overrun. Same thing goes for Chelsea. James Benison saying Kazawa scored a hat-trick in the Champions League, would love him. Obviously the PSG left-back, he's a little bit of a bad boy reputation, but any left-back that can score a hat-trick in a game has got to be doing something very, very well. But is he more of an attacking left-back? Is he someone that will work under Jose Mourinho? I haven't watched him enough. If you know a little bit more about Kazawa, let me know in the comments. Got Fortune saying Christian Pulisic. I think he's a young kid from Dortmund who's tearing it up. Also saying Thomas Lemar. Now, Thomas Lemar, Arsenal were going after Thomas Lemar in the summer. They didn't pay enough money. That was a pretty weird transfer situation, to be honest. But he stayed at the club. Question is, will they be sending him next summer? And Fabinho as well. He's in the title of the video because Fabinho, we were heavily linked with Fabinho for so long last summer. A bit like what William Carvalho underneath when David Moyes was in charge. But nothing happened with Fabinho. Jose Mourinho decided to sign Nemanja Matic. Fabinho stayed at Monaco after they sold Mbappe, they sold Bernardo Silva, they sold Bakayoko. They held on to Fabinho and they held on to Thomas Lemar. Will the same thing happen next summer? Maybe, maybe not. Monaco are very much struggling in the Champions League this year. Let's go. SoFlo saying for Griezmann, type number 7, for Fabinho, type 10. In the comments, we could type that if you want, or we could just do Griezmann or Fabinho. Might be an easy way. Football India saying, I think we need Ross Barkley, Griezmann, Fabinho, Inaki Williams, Jose Mourinho, Jimenez, and new fullbacks. That's half a squad. I think the United squad, genuinely, I think is very good at the moment. We just need key strengthening in key areas. If it's my opinion, I think Man United need a new left back. I think Man United need a proper established winger. And I think we need one big midfield signing. I think if we can do those three, we've got enough to go forward next season. Arguably, you could say that Man United do still need another centre-back because Victor Lindelof hasn't lived up to expectations. But I'm giving Lindelof the benefit of the doubt, and I think he will improve as the season goes on. Let's head over to Facebook for more comments over there. Daniel Sanderson saying, I don't rate Herrera at all. That's a bit harsh. He was our player of the year last year. He was fantastic in that midfield role. It's just not working right now alongside Matic, but it's not to say that I want to sell him. We've got Johnson I saying Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid, he'd be an outstanding signing. And Diego Simeone, what's going on at Atletico Madrid? Will he be staying there? Not sure. We've got Nathan George saying that we need a left back, a central midfielder and a left winger. Absolutely agree with you. But Rob Toher disagrees. He says that we need two proper wingers. Do we need two proper wingers? Do we really play with proper width? You know, we're playing 5-3-2. That hasn't really got much width apart from the overlapping fullbacks. You've got 4-2-3-1. Well, you do technically have a left winger and a right winger, but you're playing Martial on the left and Mata probably on the right. Players who are naturally going to cut inside. Maybe that's being the issue. Maybe we do need proper wingers who, instead of cutting inside, will naturally overlap the fullback and get the cross in. And that will definitely get more chances for Romelu Lukaku, who I've always said he's not a great footballer. He's a great goal scorer. He's not going to create chances, but you create chances for him, he'll definitely finish them. So maybe proper wingers can solve that issue. Subban on YouTube saying we need a game changer like Kevin De Bruyne and Hazard. I would go with Griezmann. I would say Pogba is that game changer. We have missed him certainly, but we need someone in that number 10 role. And that is potentially another signing that Man United need to make next year. It's the site where you see Mesut Ozil's available on a free transfer. Alexis Sanchez is available on a free transfer. There's some proper established top draw players available next year on a free transfer. Should United be going after one of them? Let me know in the comments. Say no need for a new centre back, says Cameron Delion on Facebook. Thank you, Cameron, for your comment. I probably do agree with you, but maybe that's me putting too much faith in the options that we've already got. But centre back wise, we've only conceded 5 goals in the league this year. So far, I think it's 5 goals now after that 1-0 against Chelsea. We've kept plenty of clean sheets. Got Salman Patel saying, give Mata more playing time. I think a lot of Reds will agree with you on that one. Stefan Bennett saying Saul, Niguez or Keita before the Scousers got him. Nainggolan, Griezmann, Dybala. That's without going for a winger. So you're saying Nainggolan, he plays in sort of central mid number 10. Griezmann, he plays in number 10, sort of, he can operate across the front three. Dybala, he's number 10, operates across the front three. Similar sort of positions there, mate. I don't think you can sign them all, that's for sure. Okay, but what I'll say now, right? If Manchester United are going to make one big marquee signing next summer, comment now with who you think that player will be, and I'll tot up some comments and I'll see who you would say should be Manchester United's marquee signing next summer. And I do think we will sign a marquee player. It's been what we've, I suppose it's our little Galactico moment. We're signing big players. We've got Paul Pogba in, and then we've got Lukaku in. That's 2 years under Jose Mourinho. Who will that third one be next summer? Let me know who you want in the comments. But let's read through a few more comments here. Got Nicholas saying Nainggolan will be 30. Jose Mourinho doesn't typically buy older players, I don't think. It does maybe in certain positions like a centre-back, but a 30-year-old spending that much on Nainggolan, who would clearly cost a lot of money in that central midfield role, maybe that wouldn't be the smartest thing to do. Got Paulia saying Dybala will get us 20-plus goals. I think he probably would, but why would Juventus let him go? Why would he want to leave Juventus? Right, loads and loads of you commenting now about who you want to be Manchester United's marquee signing. So let's go through some of the comments and some of the names that are getting thrown around. We've got Griezmann, loads and loads of comments for Griezmann. Ozil, Bale, Fabinho. More comments from Ozil there. Toni Kroos, Dybala, Kane. Perisic is the best option. Toni Kroos, now that would be an outstanding signing, but he's never leaving Real Madrid as far as I'm concerned anyway. Paulo Dybala and Griezmann. Griezmann all day. Fekir, I think he plays for Lyon. Does he play for Lyon? I'm not sure. I think he does. Griezmann, Perisic and Van Dijk. Van Dijk, now there's another one. He'll probably be leaving Southampton at some point. Will that be this summer? I don't know. Let's read through a few more comments. Cristiano Ronaldo says, Jack Cooper, you have great sense of humour on a Friday morning, Jack, because he's not going anywhere. Thomas Munier says Cameron Dillon, and Depay says Alex Angel, who's clearly got even more of a sense of humour. Van Dijk, Christian Pulisic, Fabinho, Griezmann, Sanchez, Bale. So many names getting banded around, but the name that is coming up the most is definitely Antoine Griezmann. And I agree. I think Man United know that 100 million euros will secure us the signing of Antoine Griezmann next summer. That will be an outrageously good signing. If you get Pogba as a marquee, if you get Lukaku as a marquee, then you get Griezmann as a marquee signing. That is world class. And that could be the missing problem that Man United have. That proper number 10 type player who's very comfortable shooting and scoring, but also very comfortable getting involved in the play a little bit deeper. Maybe Antoine Griezmann would be that player, but he's definitely the one that you think should be the marquee player. If you're not watching this live, let me know in the comments and get involved in the comments as to who you think should be that marquee signing and who you feel Man United need to sign next summer. That's it for Friday. Happy feelings all round. Thank you all for joining in. Until Monday, take it easy.